Okay, everyone. So today we will cover this video from Al Arabiya English because this is, I am Kramnik, the Vladimir Kramnik from the future, or you could say Vladimir Kramnik 2.0, or you could say from another timeline. But let us begin.
Hello and welcome to Global News Today. I'm Mihal
Hello there, Nihol. What?
Prendergast.
Guest? Well, I mean, if he is guest, I don't know what that is. I mean, he shouldn't eat too much beans, maybe, but let us begin.
Tonight, a deeply difficult conversation.
Deeply difficult is always a huge mistake. I mean, I thought this was like a good-looking, sexy guy, but now, I am like, let us do a full screen first of all. Okay, so I mean, deeply difficult, right? So this is not deeply difficult because nothing is difficult. Everything is very simple. Everything is very, just easy for me. So, thank you.
Former world chess champion
Former world chess champion. I mean, why are you saying former? Because once a champion is always a champion. So I mean, I am the best champion ever, right? So and everyone is cheating basically because all these top players I expose one by one, they all cheat. And once I eliminate them, right, I will be a champion again. But I was always a champion since I am a champion and I was a champion.
Vladimir Kramnik. He joins us to speak about the fallout and fury
Fallout and Fury. I mean, Fury makes sense because I am Fast and Furious, but Fallout, what are you talking about the Fallout? I mean, nobody falls, nobody goes out, right? So, I mean, let us begin.
surrounding the tragic death of American grandmaster.
Tragic death, I mean, why can you say tragic? Because is this tragic when cheaters die? Is this really tragic, right? Because I accuse everyone alive, dead, right? Doesn't matter, if they cheat, they cheat. If they did, they still cheated, so they still cheat. Probably they are cheating right now in their hell, in the heaven, whatever they go. Probably the hell, but let us begin.
Daniel Naroditsky, a story that's dominated headlines and shaken
Dominated headlines, I mean, what are you talking about here? Because, there is no domination unless I do the domination. Yeah, thanks.
the chess world to its core.
So it's core, I mean, this guy is a joke, right? What is this all? Are these. I think these are like subliminal messages. These are hypnotizing stuff that's in front of me. They are trying to brainwash my brain. Of course, I understand.
Thanks so much for your time, Mr. Kramnik.
I mean, you are welcome, but, I don't trust you. I don't trust anyone. Thank you.
I'd like to start off with FIDE. They referred your statements about GM Daniel Naroditsky to its ethics commission. How do you respond?
I mean, FIDE is a joke. Everyone knows chess.com is a joke. Everyone knows Leeches is a joke. Everyone knows anything and everything except me is a fucking joke, right? So, I mean, FIDE, why are we even talking about FIDE, right? Like, everyone, like my friend Magnus, right? Magnus, I love Magnus because, he destroyed Han's life basically. I mean, he's still trying, just like I tried all my best. But, I love Magnus since he didn't publicly support Danya, since he knows that he's a cheater as well, and this is just obvious, right? Why not?
I've published already my statement also.
Yes, in my statement in Twitter, as you guys know, I sent maybe a million tweets about this, but in the latest one, I as you can see from my statement, I explained everything perfectly by using ChatGPT 4.0 or 5. I don't know, but I explain everything perfectly because I am perfect. Thank you.
About it, and I just would like to tell that I always was ready to provide all argumentation, documentation.
Yeah, I'm always ready. I am always ready. As everyone knows, I will be ready. I was ready. I am always ready. I always ready. Okay. So I mean, let's see what else he says.
Concerning my suspicions, which I was.
Yes, it's always suspicions, guys. Don't forget. These are just very, very basic, very simple, very, like loves and hugs, rainbows and sunshines type of questions, right? I'm just curious. These are just very, very basic questions. There is no accusation. There is nothing. Thank you.
From time to time raising on.
From time to time, like a million tweets there, a million reports on chess.com over there. And in the future, hopefully, I will, before I die, it's going to be zillions and zillions of reports. And I will eliminate all the cheaters and become a champion. Thanks.
Fair play of certain players, including.
fair play of certain players like Danya, like everyone else. But one day you will see that everyone other than me in the top players, they are all cheating. I mean, what can I say? This is just obvious. This everyone, all my Russian friends know, all the Russians know, because as you know, I do my best to keep talking about this stuff because I know that my Russian brothers, right, who fight in street to death and online as well, they know that what to do, and they did their job. Thanks to them. Thank you.
In this particular case, and I actually sent the request to chess.com because they went
Yes, just like I've done a million times. Another one I just sent to chess.com and just sleep happily ever after. Thank you.
are happening on chess.com to examine my documentation, which is huge. I mean, I have
I mean, as you guys know, like millions of tweets, reports. Of course, my documents will be huge.
a lot of video materials and a lot of other documents.
See, like video materials, the voice recording materials, the screenshot materials, the Reddit materials, the Facebook note materials, the every fucking material in the world. I got it. I put it in there. I sent 100 gigabytes to chess.com, and I expect them to deliver me the answers to my questions tomorrow. If not, I sue them. Easy.
But I didn't get any response.
I mean, as you guys know, they don't respond. Why? Because I am right. They know I am right, so they don't respond right away. Thanks.
Same happened with FIDE because I also asked before the 1 year ago on the Olympiad, which was happening in Budapest 2024. I asked in my letter to the president of FIDE that I can present to the delegates certain documentations, also the method which me and my team.
Yes, as you know, we have great methods, and this is why I expose, I show, I explain all my methods to the presidents. All the president of FIDE, president of Saudi Arabia, president of whatever the fuck. I just sent them, and I expect answers right away. These presidents are nothing. I am the champ.
Is developing the new generation method of anti-cheating, but also I didn't get any response.
Yes, I mean, as you know, the current method of anti-cheating is very bad. Like chess.com, nobody bans, nothing happens in chess.com, nothing happens in any of these websites because their anti-cheating engines are just fucking, they are horrible, right? So this is why I created my own by using HTML and CSS, right? I don't need any programming languages, so this is why it's like I make things easy, simple. This has to be simple. We can catch cheaters easily because everyone I play basically cheats. So if chess.com bans everyone I've lost to, then we would have no cheaters in chess.com. Everyone knows this.
So I can only state that I'm very glad.
I am very glad. I am very glad all this stuff happens. I am very glad of Magnus of not helping, Danya about publicly. I'm very glad about this. I'm just not glad about Hikaru, of course, because Hikaru, just he is just he curses, right? Like he doesn't speak properly. He's just like a street junkie boy. So I mean, like anyway, like we shouldn't even talk about. We shouldn't even talking about these non-champs. I am the champ. Magnus is the champ. We know what's right. Thank you.
I'm absolutely not against this examination. I mean, this test, and I'm ready to provide all documentation. I just hope that it will be unbiased and
Yeah, I mean, as I always hope, right? I am not biased, so I hope everyone else is not biased. That's all I want. This is just all I wanted in my life. So I just want to do this. Thank you.
definitely it should have been done earlier, and I tried, but there was no interest from those two sides.
I mean, as you guys can see, I always try, send 100 gigabytes, send 100 of text, the voice recordings, the videos I make, the everything I do my best. I tried my best to have my Russian fans to destroy everyone who cheats, right? I constant attacks every day for years, and everyone knows that people should be able to handle this because in Russia we can handle anything, right? So in the world, these American pussies should be able to handle everything as well. Why not? Why care about these people say you cheat if you don't cheat, right? If you don't cheat, you just don't care, right? Even if you get 1,000 messages, even if your family and everyone gets 1,000 messages every day, and it just doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Why care? Just don't open it. Don't open your phone. Don't open your laptop. Just play your chess. But do not play chess if you cheat. Do not play chess if you cheat. If you win against me, right, because I am the world champ, obviously you cheat. So, if I didn't think of the move, you cheat. That's it. Thank you.
FIDE have said that the debate, it moved beyond acceptable limits, harming people. How do you respond?
How can they say acceptable limits? I only provide proof. I only provided proof, evidence, 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 no accusation, just evidence. That's it. Why?
To being named by FIDE?
Well, to start with, it happened very long time ago already, and we know the very famous case with Hans Niemann, but also there were a lot of
As we know from the very famous case of Hans, I mean Hans obvious another cheater, right? Because Magnus, he doesn't lose because he's another champ like me. We champs are respected, right? We should be respected, right? Even if we accuse everybody, well, who cares? We are the champ. If we say something, that matters. This is why our fans, right? They are very passionate about us because we are the champ. So when we do these claims, right, and then they go attack, 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 that's what we want because we are the champ and our fans are kind of like a mini champs, right? And what we say is always right. You gotta understand these.
cases, specifically talking with Hikaru Nakamura, even with Daniel Naroditsky.
Yeah, I mean the Hikaru Nakamura. I mean that guy, as we all know, is just an insane lunatic, right? He's, I mean, we know like what he did to the chess pros, right? We know all about the Eric Hansen situation, and we know all about this. This guy is not good. We know this.
Not too many people know that Daniel he had published in 2021, I believe, a long text which you can find on internet, actually complaining, having a complaining.
You're talking about long text, like Danya, I remember he tried his best to like maybe respond to me, but he sends long stuff. Like, why send a long stuff? Long stuff means you are wrong. You just have to explain everything in just a few sentences, right? So this is why these things are very wrong.
About the behavior towards him of, let's say, Hikaru Nakamura, which was, well, according to this text, which was really indecent, and nobody paid any attention to it.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, like when someone, right, accuses them of cheating, and the person is very kind to them for, let's say, 5, 10 times, right? But if it is in the 11th time, maybe if they say anything slightly something that I don't like, you know what this means? Because I'm a champ, the smartest, most IQ person in the world. Of course, this means they are being very rude to me and they disrespect me. And once you disrespect the champ, you are obviously a cheater. This is a period, 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 100% the case.
Unfortunately, the atmosphere last years in the world of chess is becoming very toxic. But
Yeah, I mean, and I have no contribution to this. Obviously, I have zero contribution to this because I am the one who eliminates the toxicity. I am the one who eliminates these cheaters. In the real life, in the afterlife, doesn't matter. I keep eliminating them.
in any case, concerning me, I can tell state very clearly that there are major falsification actually of my position, which is happening. I
Major fortification of my position is the guy I'm talking to has very guess, right? So I have the major fortification of my position.
never accused Daniel of cheating.
And this is the main point, guys. Remember this. I have never accused Daniel Naroditsky of cheating, right? Because I have actually done what I have done is something some people say much worse, some people say much better, but I just every single day, right, like using the Russian fans, I just simply ask simple questions, right? thousands of questions, doesn't matter who asks me. I ask simple questions, never accuse. All the videos I make, go back to them. Every time I accuse Danya, I actually didn't accuse Danya. You understand this, right? You should understand this when I say this. And when I say things, that's it, they are dead, right? And I can change my statements later on because I am the champ. Nobody else is the champ. I am the champ. I've always been the champ. That's it. Other than Magnus.
What I did, I collected a very serious material which clearly, and I will stand by it and I will prove it in any
As I have proven everything over a million times, I prove things, right? I don't provide just evidence. I prove things. This is what most people mistaken.
commission or whatever is needed, that it definitely shows that it has to be examined. That's all what I wanted. I collected documents. There were many steps.
This is all I want. Just examine my 100 gigabyte of documents. Just examine all the videos, examine all the audios, examine everything, right? Everything, examine it, and then confirm that I am right. If you don't confirm I am right, then you clearly did not at all look into my documents. This is obvious.
Strange things happening, and I just wanted it to be examined. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, and
Unfortunately, things never go my way, as you know. Things never go the Russians' way, as we all know. So, us Russians, we know this very well. We know this very well.
instead of simply examining it and giving the opinion, I started from the very beginning to be accused of misconduct, of accusation.
Can you guys believe that? Like, can you guys believe that? I never accused. All of a sudden, I am being targeted by everyone saying I have done misconduct, I have done this and that. Like, this is obviously wrong. This is obviously wrong. Everyone can see this. But if I see this, you should be able to see this, obviously. I am champ. Thank you.
But it's not accusations. Suspicion based, very based, argumented suspicion.
As you know, I am very based. Everything I say is very based. Of course, my suspicions are based, but they are never accusations. They are just suspicions, just based. I am based, guys.
And I can again guarantee you that there are a lot of evidence in this and other cases that it has to be considered. So
I guarantee. I simply guarantee you. I, Mr. Kramnik, right? Vladimir Kramnik, the world champ, guarantee you that everything I say is correct. Why? I am the champ. Just understand.
but it was not accusation. It was not based.
Over and over again, I will tell you 1 million times. If I say things over and over again, guess what happens? All my Russian friends realize that I am right. Thank you.
Baseless accusations as they pretend, and that will be a subject of my legal case because
They all prevent, guys. They not prevent, but pretend is what I'm saying. So everyone is pretending. We know this very well, but we just keep going with it. Who cares, right? But what I'm not pretending about is that everyone is cheating. Everyone has been cheating, but not me.
I said many times publicly that it's not accusation, and I asked many times to consider it, but it was not done, and maybe this is one of the reasons why the strategy, very sad strategy.
Very sad tragedy, but it is a very sad strategy as well. Like, why strategize yourself to do this, right? Don't strategize. Because when you cheat, you don't strategize, but you tragedize.
Occurred because, yeah, I mean, but in any case, I want to say that, of
That I am right, always right, and thank you.
course, it's completely tragic what happened, and
And let me tell you again one more time that this is very tragic. We all know this, and once I say that it's very tragic, now you should realize that I am empathizing with this situation, right? Of course, did I want Tanya to die? Maybe because I don't like cheaters, right? But in this case, right? So I mean, who knows?
it's shocking and it's really heartbreaking for me.
It is very, as you can see, I shake my hand up and right, which means that I really believe this. This is very horrifying incident. We don't like this. No Russian friends of mine like this. We just want to mentally destroy them, not physically destroy them, right? That's what we want.
for me also because of the especially circumstances which probably we will touch later in this conversation, but I
We will touch on everything, everyone in this conversation. Don't worry about it.
have no guilt in it, and
Zero guilt. Wow. Can you imagine, guys? I have zero guilt. Now, why would I have zero guilt? Because I never accused. I only had simple questions. That's it. Just suspicions. I have very slight suspicions. This is why I make hundreds of videos, maybe so many tweets, right? Basically, just exposing this. Because I have very slight suspicions. This means I gotta do my best every single day to get to the truth because truth is what matters.
this attempts is very dirty, very organized, orchestrated PR campaign.
This is very dirty, guys. What I do is not dirty, right? Because like some people say I am a champ, I influence a lot of people and I shouldn't do this type of stuff, but no. It's the opposite, guys.
Which is happening now against me is
And now it's happening against me as if like some people say, how karma may be real or not, I don't know, but obviously it's not true. But because since this happened, right? Since I start these simple questions of suspicion, then all of a sudden, my life also some bad stuff happened, right? Now, this doesn't explain me nothing because I am right.
well, will be a cause of many different cases, criminal and civil cases, which we are now preparing.
Yes, don't forget, I said criminal, which means I am very serious, right? I am not the criminal here, of course. I just make accusations, not that I do, but I don't, right? So don't forget that. Don't forget that. Just misspoke probably there. But what I mean is that these criminals will be thrown in jail. That's it.
With my legal team.
And I have a huge legal team that protects me. Why? Because I am in a different country and they do easy job to protect me since I'm not in America and doing these things. It's easy for me. It's easy for my lawyers. They don't even want money from me. They just love me because I'm champ.
And so I can only say we will meet in court, and I'm sure that the court will understand, will see real facts, not PR, but real facts. And I have a lot of documents,
Real facts, guys. Don't forget, the court will see real facts.
facts, and I
And
will
as you're
clean
saying,
my name
Vladimir,
from this.
you've
Are you? This guy really interrupted me, guys. Like this guy. Look at this guy with the blue eyes and this. Like, why are this guy interrupting a champ? This is very suspicious, right? So we need to check right now if he has chess.com account. Look into his games. I am sure he's another cheater.
claimed you have evidence of widespread cheating and say that FIDE
Of course, I have widespread evidence. Did you not listen to me for the last 6 minutes, you guy?
and chess.com ignored it. Why were your concerns overlooked?
Because they are retarded, is what it is. This is what it is. We know this. I am not the one who is paranoid. I am not the one who is extremely delusional. This is what chess.com is doing. You should realize this. Everyone should realize this every day.
Because unfortunately, there is a situation in nowadays world of chess where everybody understands. Actually, most of top players
Most of top players understand this stimulation, right? In this stimulation, people understand this. But do they?
is expressing concerns, very serious concerns about cheating, also in money.
Exactly, like my Russian friends Ian, right? Like that guy, or Napoleon, whatever his name. Sometimes I forget, but here's the thing: if he says it also, whom played with Magnus too, right? And my friend. So, I mean, if my Russian friends support my Russian opinions, what does that make me? What does that make the situation? You gotta think deeper than this.
But it became very clear to me from some point on when I started to work on it and to make a professional work.
It became clear to me, after I look into everything, right? I follow all the rabbit holes, right? I follow the rabbit in the matrix. I make my matrix documentaries, right? And then I expose these things.
work concerning anti-cheating and a certain statistical analysis with mathematicians and
As you can see, I work with mathematicians, I work with engineers, I work with scientists, I work with doctors, and we all prove it, right? Because in Russia, we have so many of them, and we come together, we prove everything.
somehow instead of support, from the very beginning, I started to meet very, very strong resistance. So
Instead of I can you imagine, guys? I do my best, do 100 gigabytes of documents and everything, and what do I get? I do not get the support. What do I get? I get only accusations. That's very wrong.
it seems to me, and I'm pretty sure about it, even though it's my opinion, only that
But I am pretty sure, which means you should be pretty sure. This is not an opinion, but I have to say this because, maybe we go to court, maybe not, who knows, but let's see.
the forces which are now dominating in the world of chess, I would say,
Don't forget, these forces are very, very, very dark. These forces, this just chess mafia, right? This is very dark. They know everything. They are preventing the real champ from being another real champ again. I am a real champ. They prevent me. I should win all the title Tuesdays. Everyone. Why? They know because they allow these cheaters to these events every time. Every time. Their anti-cheat is bullshit.
financial and so let's say authorities are trying to do everything in its power to cover this issue, which is actually
Every authority in the world is doing their best to cover this issue, as we know, because in my opinions, right, these everyone knows in the world right now, everyone knows this issue, everyone knows about me, and everyone should know about me until the moment I die and beyond. Everyone should realize I was a hero. I was a hero who eliminated all these chess cheaters and saved the game of chess.
undermining the integrity of the game in general.
Integrity of the game, but integrity of me, the champ. Most importantly.
Because what is very important to understand for the public, for the audience, that the amount of money which is now in prices of the events is it's millions of dollars. It's a lot of money. There is very little control, and the
Millions and millions and millions of dollars, and still there is not enough control. Can you believe this? It's as if we live in a matrix where they are trying to bother us, make us stressful, and then realize that we need to learn how to love, compassion, and everything like that. But nobody realizes this, of course. Nobody sees the Truman Show that's going on around us. But let's not talk about that, of course.
main difference also that it's very easy to use. There are a lot of different programs. It's a whole industry of creating.
There is billions, literally billions of programs that can use to be cheated. Right? You can use these programs on any site you want on the chess games, and you just cheat and cheat and cheat, and guess what? You just get promoted to higher and higher ratings, and then I face them on the title Tuesday. Then what happens? I can't be champ again. So this is just bullshit. We need to stop this right away.
Especially cheating programs to be able to cheat in chess games. And it's very easy to implement it, and the control is not enough, definitely. So, and there is a lot of money at
There should be more control, guys. Like, we don't have enough control in the world. We should have cameras everywhere, right? Danya, did you remember how he had like 5, 6 cameras set up for me, right? Well, guess what? That's not enough. There should have been 50 different cameras. He's another Twitch streamer. He probably makes millions of dollars. Why not? Why can't you afford 50 more cameras? Why? Why? Explain to me this. This is a simple question. This is a simple question of my suspicion. That's it.
stake. And considering this, I think that I started to raise this issue, but very soon I understood that I'm actually a subject of this kind of PR attacks, even though the
Don't forget, guys, I am the subject of these PR attacks all the time. All the time. If I am the subject, then why shouldn't I make other people the subject? Because they should be, since I am not the one who's cheating. Everyone knows this, right? So then these people who are not cheating, they are cheating, guys. You think they are not cheating, they are cheating, guys.
latest one is the harshest one I ever experienced, but I'm
Very harsh. This has been very harsh on me, guys. It's not like like Danya's family and all these friends. Like we see people crying online. Like I don't understand why people have emotions about this subject, but people forget about me because I am the one as a living person right now getting a lot of hate, right? And if I were to get all this hate, right? What if my mental issues become increased and then I decided to self delete maybe, right? Like we should be understanding this issue. We shouldn't be attacking someone every day online, right? And then assume that that person will be okay with this, right? So we should be very careful because these things can get very harsh. And if you think that I maybe say something else before and now I something else different, maybe. No, 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 no. You always misunderstand me. Always.
Getting these attacks for last 2 years already. So
And
it's
as
very
you're
clear
saying,
that
Vladimir,
I am not the one in the last 2 years attacking everybody. I am the one who is getting attacked in the last 2 years. Why? Because I simply ask questions and that's it. That's all I do. I ask questions, the world attacks me. I ask questions, the world attacks me. It's very harsh too. Like people should think about me, right? It's not like if I stop asking these questions, people will stop also attacking me. It's not like if I apologize and realize the truth of this matter, which obviously I know, then it's not like people will stop, right? So yeah, I will continue to the day of my death that I will accuse everybody who cheats, right? Who cheats is the very important phrase right there, and then I will eliminate them. And guess who's going to be a champ then? Guess who's going to be a champ? Let me tell you, the first letter of that name will be K.
certain force.
just so we're clear, do you feel that, and this is quite a revelation, that you feel because of trying to highlight
This has been a quite big revelation, right? Like you look at the name Danya, like go ask ChatGPT the meaning of the name Danya, and then you will realize that this is a big, big, big revelation that cheaters, cheaters, they do not deserve anything.
cheating in chess, as you're saying, you feel you describe yourself now as a scapegoat for FIDE and chess.com.
Of course, like I don't have to describe myself as the scapegoat. This guy should realize I am the scapegoat. Everyone should realize I am the scapegoat. So why are they saying scapegoat? Plus, scape. I thought it was skate. Like, isn't the goat skate? I don't know. Anyway,
Is that your belief?
I'm
I don't deal with beliefs. I deal with evidence. I deal with documents. This guy, man. What is this green tie anyway?
absolutely convinced about it, and it's not the first time which is happening. Now it's the harshest because of the certain circumstances. Because many people don't know about it, because actually chess.com, for example, is definitely the most influential force now in the world of chess by far.
I mean, isn't this obvious, right? Isn't this obvious? And guess what? They should have done something about this. Not me, not FIDE, chess.com. Who is the biggest? They should do it. Why they not do it? I'll ask you that simple question of suspicion. Why do they not read my documents? Why do they not agree with me, the champ? Right? Because they know these Americans, they don't like Russia. They don't like the Russians. They don't like us. We know this. We know this very well.
And they are having affiliated contractual financial relations with the majority of chess media, influencers, and also with chess players. So basically,
See, like they promote these TV streamers, they promote this, they give them millions and millions of dollars, they make videos with them. Guess who they don't make videos with? Vladimir Kramnik, the champ of the champs, right? The best champ among the best champs. Me, the Vladimir Kramnik. You should be making videos with me the whole time. Why? I don't know. Why is chess.com don't care about the champ? Ask this question to them. Every day ask this question to them from now on. All my subscribers right now. Spam chess.com with everything. This simple suspicion of questions, right? That's it. That's all I want.
there are very few people, prominent people in the world of chess who are not under the contract of chess.com. And yes,
As you can see, the very few prominent people, they are not on the contract, right? Because they are prominent. This is what you need to do to be prominent. Thank you.